Yeah, the second we tried to go live, the dogs were like,
Bork, bork. Bork, bork.
I need to be a part of this, is what they said.
My 15 minutes of fame starts now. Bow wow.
Oh, goodness.
Hi, Ashley. You're the first person to say hi.
Ashley!
Because you're the bestest.
Hi. I love you.
I can't see the chat. How do I see the chat?
With your eyes.
You did. Will you take this bowl? Thanks.
Where is it? Oh, here it is. There it is.
Yeah, that's where we were.
Oh yeah, we had our crazy little clusterfuck of fun last week.
Last week was great. I loved it. Okay, hi everyone. We are Stop, Drop, and Roll. We're an actual play D&D 5e game. I ain't gonna waste time. Let's have all my players roll a d20.
Ooh.
Natural 20. Come on.
Ooh, I got a 4.
oh fuck yeah.
Kyle. Thank
I
you.
got a 6, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be me.
That may not
I got an 18.
All right, so that means it's me. It means I have to read my handwriting. Oh my
Lou,
god.
stop.
That's terrible. All right, we're going without notes. I can't read any of that. So we
That
landed.
doesn't really make that helpful now, does it?
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, they say that actually, if you take notes, it helps your memory. I don't know how much I believe in that. I'm pulling up the active map. Unfortunately.
Hit me with your best shot.
Bang, bang.
All right, so we took our airship. We needed to stop halfway through. We argued about where to go. We ended up with Trado because you guys didn't want me landing in Osept and buying a bunch of slaves so that we could free him and sneak him out of town.
Yep, that happened.
Once in Trado, everybody did their own thing. I remember I found somebody that I'd snuck out of Osept and gave him a ton of money, and then I started throwing money at everybody. And then we all got drunk and went into a bar, and David babied us because he couldn't get drunk.
We needed
Alright.
him.
We definitely needed him.
We did.
Some warm change. What progress?
That 10D tasted weird.
I'm also going to let stream and everyone know that if audio is a little weird today, I'm having really weird problems with Discord. I've checked my internet and everything, but if the audio for mostly the players starts going in and out, Discord's doing this really thing, and it's what we use for audio, where like the connection kind of drops for a little bit, but then it comes back, but it doesn't drop all the way. So I've tried restarting Discord and everything, but I don't think it's fixed it completely. It seems pretty good right now, but as a heads up, if that starts happening, I apologize. Sorry.
Yeah, my Discord's showing red, high packet loss, long.
Yep.
Oh, that's green.
Weird, mine's fine.
Now it's red.
Yeah, I'm good right now. Well, we ended up. Did we land in Camp Tiro?
We did.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I thought we found somebody who started asking about Alistar Hornridge, who's our target from.
Yeah, we went to
We
a
did.
bar. Went to a bar
Me
with this
and
halfling. And then, we went to the bar with the halflings, got a room, and then we went to a different bar and talked to some dude who I really liked, and we made that.
Yeah.
And Joe made up a drink on the spot that ended up being a real thing.
Yeah.
That glamorous Oception guy.
Yeah, the Osept guy.
I just remember he was apparently very attractive and knew how to make very good alcoholic beverages.
Accurate.
Hashtag chai whiskey.
Yeah, hashtag chai
That's
whiskey.
what it was. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Dude.
Yeah.
Never forget chai
That
whiskey.
still sounds so good. by the way, and I'm not even a whiskey drinker.
I want to make it so bad. Yeah, and then I think we ended by just going back to the room, to the hotel. Yeah, we went back to the hotel.
Yeah, I tailed everyone back to make sure you weren't being killed.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And I'm puppied up to look like her sister, so that nobody notices.
Yeah. Oh, did we decide on your name being Ash?
Is that what it was? I think I can't remember if I put it in chat or if you and
You
me
did.
talked about it.
You put it in
I
chat.
think it was. Okay. I was gonna say I know we talked about it in our personal chat, but I didn't know if you put it in chat.
I'm doing a scroll.
I read it earlier. I'm telling you, you put it in there.
Yeah, Ash Nova Ridge.
Ash.
Hammer looks like an axe. Black blue hair. Same gray eyes, same skin color.
Yeah.
And the dagger's open because we got matching twin daggers now.
So you guys
I'm so
are.
happy about that.
You guys got information from Buster, the halfling.
Buster and Lily.
Buster and
Oh,
Lily.
that's what that says. Yep.
And they were the ones who let you know about the name of the other tavern, which is the Old Urn Tavern. That's where you guys ran into the Osept bartender who gave you drinks. There's a lot of other sketchy looking people there, but you guys had just kind of went back to your inn that you're staying at, which I don't remember off the top of my head. I know it was something.
think it was.
Discreet Pony Pub.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
the
was-
Discreet
I
Pony
knew that,
Pub.
and I heard it everywhere.
She got really jazzed.
That is how that name has to be said. You have to say it, and your voice has to echo 10 times.
Say it loud enough that you can hear it in Ohio.
Oh, that's right. I hid in the room and made false IDs for.
Yeah, you were forging documents while everyone was drinking delicious drinks.
I'm so jealous now.
Yep, and Soul ate an entire barrel of oats.
Oh yeah, you were like nervously just slamming
Yeah.
a barrel of oats.
Yep,
Not even like oatmeal, like
just straight oats.
just like Quaker Oats, just like a box of them, like a crate. You just ate
Like
them
a,
all.
like a horse.
I
Yeah.
really want him to just like puke oatmeal.
Bruh. Okay. But yeah, we'll pick up. It is that evening. You guys are in the Discreet Pony Pub. We'll say you guys rested. There wasn't much else you could do that night after getting back. And you've woken up the next day. You are in the city of Camtiro. The sun is shining, and the world is your oyster. What would the party like to do?
Not that shell.
I'm glad that we had the same thought. I don't know what. Did we have any leads that I just don't remember?
Just that just that
Yeah.
bar.
Just the bar was our lead. So I guess.
We were gonna go back in and pretend to be by Coolaten to reopen that line of communication
Yep.
with Alistar Hornridge.
Right.
Yeah, didn't the barkeep basically just be like, "Don't do that"?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Buster
little
did that.
barkeep. Yeah, the little barkeep.
Buster
did.
told you.
Buster.
We didn't even get Fabulous Man's name.
Heck. Well, we gotta go back and get his name
Yeah.
and more.
So we know.
whiskey.
Yeah. So we know who to go to for our dry whiskey.
Yeah, you did say that you were gonna come back with friends.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe I'll find signs there, like in Thieves' Cant and whatnot. That
Oh yeah,
a little bit.
chicken and a pig.
Yeah.
Hobo code.
So do you guys want to make our way back there and keep an eye out for hobo code?
Sure.
Sounds
Sure.
good to me.
I'm gonna put on my fancy studs. Clean it up with prestidigitation. I'm gonna smell like fresh citrus.
I could have made you smell like that.
I did
By
arrive.
dumping lemon juice on him.
It's a complicated scent involving fresh citrus and cinnamon. It's very particular.
I can
So
do
I-
both.
I guess I gotta stop. I gotta stop picking food.
I did a hobo code roll to find hobo code for shits and giggles, and I rolled a crit.
I
But
didn't
I
ask
don't
you to
know.
roll anything. You see
know.
no hobo code in your
No.
hotel room.
No, what I was gonna do was like, if it's really shitty, I was rolling because if it was really shitty on the way there, I was gonna point out like a scratch on a wall and be like, oh look, it's hobo code. But like, I think I just blew my crit for the night.
I blew mine on our opening, so let's go.
Let's go. We blew all our crits. Let's go look for hobo code.
Okay.
Hobo code.
So you guys exit the Discreet Pony Pub and start making your way through the streets back towards the Old Urn Tavern. As you get closer, the area of town that this is in during the day, it's very different than it is at night. At night, there were a lot of shady-looking people around the area. It wasn't the kind of place you really want to find yourself alone on a street corner for too long. But in the day, it's a little bit different. There's a little bit more life. There's some children playing in the streets. They don't look like they're the cleanest children. They are kind of like almost street urchins, but they might have a home. It's just they're not very well-to-do. They don't have like toys or anything. They're like playing with sticks and rocks, but that's all kids need. Doesn't matter how much money you have.
Hoop and a stick, man.
Hoop and stick. Stick and hoops.
A couple guards walking around in the area, generally giving the tavern a wide berth, though.
Are the guards sentinels or just like town guards?
Regular Irgan guards.
All right.
Eventually, you do arrive at the tavern.
Did we see any hobo code with May's remarkably insightful roll?
I'm not counting that as valid.
Everyone could make a perception roll for me.
Nope.
I got an 18, which would not make much sense either.
I got a 14.
Yeah, I rolled a 19 and I add 3 to my perception.
That's 22.
got
I know.
12.
I just wanted to be
Maybe
special.
like we're all just being like jerks and we're like, hey, look at this scratch on the wall. Like, this is probably hobo code.
And then Kalian's
turns out
like-
it is.
Yeah.
After a few incidents like this, Kalian, you kind of deduce that all the weird symbols that they have seen are not any sort of thieves' cant or signs of any kind. Yeah.
We're just walking around being assholes. Hey, is
Yeah,
this thieves' cant?
This would be much easier if I wasn't being constantly distracted. Drawings that you've done of cow poop, Rinlin.
Huh? I don't draw.
You didn't draw a really bad image of cow poop and pretend it was
No. There must be another shit painter out there.
It might be them kids playing hoop and stick.
probably.
Kids do like to draw poo, so.
A rosy-cheeked dwarven youth goes hee 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 and runs away.
Who and dicks, that's what kids draw.
I almost snorted my coffee.
Hmm?
I almost snorted my coffee.
You're welcome.
So I don't see anything. Do we want to go in the bar?
Absolutely. Let's get our drink on.
Is it open?
Isn't it like 10 a.m.? Like,
It is.
what?
It's like 9:30 in the morning.
I have no concept of time.
Sometimes they have like pub breakfast, like bangers and mash.
Get yourself a nice little breakfast ale.
I'm a dwarf.
As you kind of
That's all I have to say.
go up to the door of the tavern, it's closed, which it wasn't last night. It was like wide open, so people would come in. The lights are off inside, but if you try the doorknob, it is unlocked.
Maybe we should wait. Maybe.
We could poke our, I mean, we could poke our head in or something. I mean, we're here on official business.
Yeah,
Official business doesn't have to happen at night.
just like say hello and see if there's anybody in there.
Okay.
Sounds
Well,
good to me.
listen, I mean, you're snack dressed. You might as well say hello.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
Hit me.
I'm gonna like open the door and peek my head in. Hello? Are you open? I don't know what that accent was.
Killian's under pressure. He's nervous. Peeking in, you see there's a relatively empty bar. Chairs are on top of tables, and the only person in the room is a lone Osept man, shoulder length-ish black hair. He's currently got it tied back in a ponytail, and he is sweeping the floor of the tavern.
It's not the same one, because the other one was bald, wasn't he?
No, he had hair.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is it the
It's
same
the
guy?
same one. It's the same one.
Is,
Suspicious.
is it the same
He
guy?
lives here.
Yes.
Okay. Should probably ask his name.
Fabulous Osept man.
Just open the door.
hello.
Oh, fabulous reception, man.
Can I help you?
Hi. Yes, I have a number of questions. I'm looking for a gentleman by the name of Hornridge.
Actually, we came back for the chai tea.
You stepped in as well behind Killian? Because he's like standing in the doorway right now.
Yeah, no, I
so.
just lean around.
Like,
Shout
hi.
past me. Oh.
Just lean on either side at the same time. Like,
You've come back. All right. Yes, come in, come in. These must be the friends you've talked about.
I'm like, yep. We're here for a little bit more business today, but of course, we'll always take a drink.
Please sit down. Let me pour you something.
give me a drink.
Howdy, howdy.
I paid for my last ones.
So as you guys kind of sit down, he takes out. He doesn't even ask what you want. He takes out 5 glasses. He pours in a very small amount, not too much, like an acceptable amount of a liquid. You can kind of smell that there's alcohol in it. You think it might be some sort of vodka. And then he pours in a mixture of like these 2 juices. One of them is like this bright orange and the other one's this red color. He pours them in. Each one very, very meticulously, so it's the red's on the bottom and the orange is on top, and it's slowly like bleeding upwards, and it looks all cool and stuff. Basically, they're mimosas, but they're slightly mango flavored.
I'm so into it.
Mangamosas.
I'm all about it.
I'm like giving Soul the side eye of like, you gonna remember this?
And he just, with 2 hands, he slides them outwards and like spreads his fingers as he does, and they all kind of spread out right in front of you. It's very like precise. Like the way he even slides his drinks across the bar is strangely precise. Please
You,
enjoy.
sir, are a man of talent.
Why, thank you.
Would you mind telling me your name?
I will do so if I can get all of your names. Your 2 friends here came in last night, and I didn't catch their names before they left.
Oh, how rude. How rude of them. Well, I am Soul. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I'm like, I'm Ember, and this is my sister Ash.
Which I did.
My name is Kendall.
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm a scribe and a friend of these, obviously.
Say Antonin.
Antonin, pleasure.
Was that everyone?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Well, since you've made your way back here and it's a little bit quieter, I have to apologize if I seem a little deceptive, but My name is actually Alistar Hornridge. I'm the one you're looking for.
Oh shit.
Shut
Oh
up.
shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I feel like that should not be our immediate reaction.
No, that was me out of character.
Did someone say they wanted to make an insight check?
It's me, but I'm having Corey fetch me more dice. Because I don't have enough.
Fetch me more dice,
Well, I
peasant!
don't have enough dice for combat, and I'm
How-
scared.
I would also like to make an insight. check.
Anyone
I
who
rolled
wants
a
to make an
3.
insight
I don't know shit.
check can feel free.
Okay, I believe
I
you.
have advantage.
Oh, you do have advantage. Nice.
Yeah,
I got an 8 total, so I don't see shit.
that makes my. Oh wow. That's it.
Now, Buster actually had good things to say about Mr. Hornridge, right?
Yep. I got a 19, and I want to see if I can, like, sense how he's feeling while I'm inciting him, I guess. I don't know. I want a human lie detector him.
Your detect emotions, he seems calm. Very calm. Calm as a cucumber.
Suspicious.
As far as any of you can tell, he's telling the truth. No hint of
don't-
lying in his voice.
I don't like that I'm attracted to Alistar Hornridge. I feel dirty.
I'm like, I don't really have a problem with it. And so I'm like, well, that makes things easier.
You've
Thanks, I love you.
come here twice now. Business you have must be rather pressing.
Well, I guess I just start speaking. I say, man, what's the guy's name? Couladin?
Cool as him.
Ogre
Cool it in.
Of course,
Cool Ogre
be more formal, full names and all that. And I say, yeah. So I guess you tried to do business about a year ago, and he was in a. I don't know what happened with that, but he sent us to start talking with you this time, seeing where you're at.
Interesting. My business offer with Mr. Orgrimmar still stands if he wishes to pursue that.
What was your business offer? He didn't really tell us. He just kind of told us to come handle it.
I think you know intimately the nature of my offer for him, though I doubt he expects it to be what it is.
I don't know anything intimately. Let's be real brutally honest.
And like, we understand that given the position Mr. Ogremir was in a year ago, he was unable to accept your offer. So I assume there were some stipulations or some history that perhaps we did not know.
He did his research. He knows who I work with. He knows my past. It's understandable that he wouldn't want to seek my help out. I understand his plight, and I do sympathize, which is why I wanted to do business with him in the first place.
What can you tell us about what's going on that alleviates his fears of the past?
Not much that you don't already know. He witnessed a murder during the Darkest War, and the murder he witnessed put a target on his back.
Murder she witnessed. Wait, that's not how that goes.
Pretty sure it's Murder, She Wrote.
It is.
In fact, he's one of the only people to have witnessed this murder still alive, I believe. You may know the other person?
Oh, he knows too much. We gotta kill him.
I like
Oh my
try
God.
my
Character.
hardest. I try my hardest not to like stiffen out of anger.
Yeah. Because I'm about to just like someone killed my mentor.
Well, I'm just gonna kind of keep talking then. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. So clearly you're aware of Mr. Omer's history. Why exactly do you think that he should fear you?
I never
That
said
he didn't
anything
wanna-
about fear.
And that he wouldn't want to work with you a year ago. Why would he rescind that offer?
He probably suspected I'm one of the people who's trying to kill him.
Are
Do you have any theories on who it is?
On who
I'm
is?
gonna be completely blunt. Are you?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, "Are you?" Like immediately.
He
afterwards.
kind of laughs and smiles a bit, and he turns, takes out a glass, pours himself a little bit of the clear liquid,
It's like, check the fuck out of this.
takes a sip, looks at you. I assure you, my dear, I am not trying to kill the little orc merchant.
20?
He seems to be telling the truth.
I got a nat 20, so that's one.
He seems to be telling the truth.
You said the orc. Does that mean that you were tasked with killing one of the other ones?
None of them. I'm not privy to the orders that were given to eliminate those individuals. I have my suspicions, however, of who is.
Would you mind telling me? And I would like to point out that at this point, I'm gripping my warhammer and sparking with anger.
Okay. Alistair stands still just cool as a cucumber. There's not a bead of sweat on his forehead. He's just sipping his glass.
He's just
Looking over him, he doesn't have any weapons or armor on him. He's just completely calm, standing there. Looks like a bartender,
Caster.
just taking a sip while you guys are speaking with him.
May I prepare to attack?
Sure.
I'm like, calm
No,
down.
not like I'm actually gonna do it, but like if he makes a motion to, or if somebody else does, I'm going to
Mhm.
immediately just like obliterate his face all recklessly.
I'm just gonna put my hand out on Soul's arm or shoulder or whatever I can reach, actually, because he's tall and I'm not.
His butt.
And
But
I'm not touching Soul's butt.
touch
Joe,
my non-dick.
Is
What?
Oh my god, what? What is wrong with you?
so you put your arm on his arm.
I put my hand on his arm, just kind of reassuringly, and I'm like, forgive me, but I'm a little curious if you are connected to who you're insinuating you're connected to. Why are you reaching out to Kulatan Ogremire if you have no intention of harming him? You have to understand, given the situation, has become a little cautious.
Not to answer a question with a question, but what do you know about the Dragon Syndicate?
She pulls out all of her badges.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm definitely not doing that. I'm like,
Like
not to answer a question with the question, but why do you want to know?
He reaches behind him slowly, and he
yeah. As we all
pulls
scream.
out one hand up, the other one he raises slowly, and you see in his hand there's an emblem. It's similar to the Dragon Syndicate emblems that you guys have collected off of other people, with the distinct difference that this one is a lot prettier. The claw itself is inlaid with small jewels, and the orb that it holds is golden.
Where is Osept the Golden Dragon Syndicate or something?
Not Osept.
Ergus.
We're in areas.
Wait, yeah, we are in Earth. Do we know which one that is from?
I would say you guys in particular, because you've been dealing with it, you've got a rough idea of where each color is from. That information isn't super secret.
What is this one then?
Gold.
Yeah, where is gold?
Where's
Irgus.
that located? Irgus? Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
But it's like super fancy.
Yep.
Like
I'm
Like,
gonna take
he
a stab
leads-
in the dark and say that he's higher up than the guys that we brutally slaughtered in some dungeon areas.
I'm really worried he's the leader.
I wonder if the Dragon Syndicate, if each faction acts in a similar fashion to the dragon of which they're named.
Is all of the Dragon Syndicate evil? Like, is that...
I don't think anything is ever that cut and dry.
Evil
No.
is a very black and white term for the world.
And I'm gonna take a stab in the dark here and say that means that you're not just a fan.
A fan.
Or,
He's not a fanboy.
He smiles.
Or a lesser member, if that is less offensive.
Smart girl.
Joe, is he on the other side of the bar?
Yes.
And we're sitting on the bar.
Hey, Joe 2.0.
What?
Is there a check I can do to see if our drinks are poisoned?
Yeah, that's why I actually haven't drank mine yet.
I was saying,
I did.
I wouldn't have.
I did.
I was thinking early on that I was slide it over to you.
You can make a nature check.
I already drank mine. Did it taste like it was poisoned?
Nope.
I rolled really low. Yeah, I don't think I even broke 10.
I mean, he had a glass of this clear stuff and drank it. Did he
Yes.
make himself the same drink that we had?
Not
Just
quite.
said clear in his. I've been watching that,
Hey,
and that really should be a thing
I know
about it.
liquor. Do
Yeah.
I get my
You-
No.
You don't taste any weird anything off.
Yeah, I rolled a 7. I have a -1 to nature.
I'm not actually worried about it. I think I drank it because I feel pretty calm and I'm keeping tabs on how he's feeling at this point. And I just, he's being really open with us for some reason, so I'm gonna just let it happen.
Joe, are there any mirrors or like bottles behind him?
Make a perception check. I know what you're trying to do, so make a perception check.
19.
Okay. There's no mirrors, but there is a good assortment of various types of bottles. It is a bar, after all. You do catch the glimpse. It's like a black wine bottle, and the way the sun's kind of hitting it, it makes a nice reflection on it, very much like a mirror. So you're able to see the bar behind him. Lining like the actual bar top, there are a few other bottles, some glasses, a wash bin and whatnot. But you also notice about 5 feet to his right, there does appear to be a pair of daggers as well as a hand crossbow stored underneath the bar. About 5 feet to his right. He would have to step 5 feet to be able to reach them.
The headquarters for the Dragon Syndicate is in Camtro.
And I'm
I just remembered that.
alright.
I thought it was.
Alright, you asked what I know about the Dragon Syndicate. My answer is it's not good. I've had a bunch of run-ins and problems, but I'm willing to listen to what you have to say, so that's what I know.
Hey Joe, I want to scout the room. I'm just gonna get up and start walking randomly around the room.
Okay.
I'm like, so again, I ask you, why would somebody aligned with the Dragon Syndicate who has put a hit out on Coulton Obermeyer want to then do a relatively above board business?
The white
Coulton.
Dragon Syndicate put a hit on Kulatan Ogremir.
Aren't you all interconnected?
That's how it's supposed to work.
I'm so on the fence of like whether or not I should trust this guy. Like to the point where it hurts.
I'm like, okay.
Politics.
If it's supposed to work that way, why doesn't it?
That's something I haven't quite figured out yet. And I'm hoping that you all could help enlighten all of us of why things are happening the way they are out west.
What are your goals here, Mr. Hornridge?
During the Darkest War, there was a member of the White Dragon Syndicate that was murdered. We believe that this murder coincides with several witnesses, many of which have passed away. This murder was a cover-up. There's a group within my organization that are trying to use the organization for their own means. My superiors task me with finding groups like this who want to shift the status quo and eliminating them.
So what you're saying is your superiors hired you to protect what is going on with the syndicate itself so it could do the good that it was originally intended to do?
The Dragon Syndicate doesn't... Our goals are not inherently to cause pain or suffering or strife within the world. There's an imbalance, we feel, and we prefer it to be corrected as much as possible. There are those who would use our resources to accomplish their own means, and potentially change what we as an organization have grown to stand for.
And what exactly is that again that you stand for?
Balance.
Can I insight check again? Or is
I'm
it getting a little... Is it getting a little
I'm having a really hard time because he's like speaking my language right now.
Same. Is another insight too
You can make one.
too much? I just feel like I'm making insight. He does a word and I'm like, insight check.
Yeah, I got a 16 trying to insight his words.
Yeah, I don't believe him. Like...
16,
I got
he
16.
believes every single word that's coming out of his mouth. You think he does.
So whether or not it's true for everyone, he believes it, sort of thing. I don't...
I'm like... Like, I agree with what you're saying.
That's
Like,
good.
But I'm like... But you have to understand that we have reservations not just with the White Dragon Syndicate, but pretty much on every level we've come in contact with. Aside from here.
White, blue.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that?
It's my business to know what's going on in the other branches of the syndicate.
You knew we were coming before we even got here, didn't you?
Yes, Frinlin.
I'm like, and here we thought we were being subtle.
I just
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I just take a drink and scream "fuck" into my drink.
Yeah, subtlety went out the door when I joined the group.
It wasn't super subtle before then. We burned places down, left a bloody handprint on a door. We've left messages.
Can I have something?
What's interesting is
Please.
he waited till we were all here for this identity.
Like, much stronger.
What?
So can I have something much stronger than this?
He smiles, reaches down, pulls out a really, really, like, high proof whiskey and pours you a decent sized glass of it.
Nice. Aim it.
Okay.
And
Ooh.
like push it over for another glass.
As he's pouring, he continues talking. You all have been subtle to the eyes of the public, but for anyone paying attention and actually invested in the areas that you're looking into, it's not too hard to figure out who you are. It was actually quite helpful because by figuring out who you are and how you're all connected to this, we were able to figure out who else was killed, who else potentially witnessed the murder, and trace it back to where the orders have been coming from. I believe there is a... what's the word for it? Shadow organization within the Dragon Syndicate?
Like a shadow syndicate?
No, that's
No,
something completely
definitely not
different.
that.
There's an actual thing.
Oh, okay. I'm a little oblivious to some things. I apologize.
They have their own interests. They're trying to keep them quiet, and you all got roped into this because your people were in the wrong place at the wrong time years ago.
So what I'm hearing is you used us to flush out and identify this potential coup within your organization.
We began to, but the trail's running a little dry. They're getting a little bit more cautious due to recent developments. A warehouse being set on fire and their arms weapon being kind of shut down.
I take another drink of my drink. Yeah. Because that would be convenient, wouldn't it?
Such a disaster for your shadow organization would probably result in them stepping up recruitments within yours, don't you think?
Yes.
So say you were aware of them and wanted to put spies, now would be a good time to introduce people into their organization.
I like you more than I thought I would. He says specifically to Kalian.
I'm like, yeah, we all thought that.
I don't think that. But if we're as obvious as you say you are, then there's nothing that we can do to infiltrate anything.
Yeah. Mr. Hornridge, if you need a trail to go from dry to wet, you point us in the direction and we'll make it rain.
Can I just make it rain for effect? No, wait, we're in his bar, and I like this guy. I'm not gonna rain on his bar.
Or his parade.
Or since
I might.
since we're maybe not as subtle as we thought we were, and people know we're coming here, what if we sort of staged what we were really sent here for? Made it look like something happened.
He... Make a persuasion check.
14.
Could be possible.
What if we kill a Kulatan?
No.
I don't think that's his goal at all.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm going the other way.
That's not what I'm... That's not... There was air quotes there, children.
Right, no, I saw you do that, but I'm saying we were sent here thinking that Hornridge here was the problem, but it sounds like Hornridge is the one with the problem. So what if we did our thing and Hornridge disappeared for a minute? That might
Kill
flush out
him?
something. I'm not saying we actually.
I think air quote kill, and this one can keep his tongue.
Yeah, everyone thinks we're coming here after this guy. So
I don't
what?
know. I think he might need to continue spinning webs and making orders.
But what if that is the web? The web is that he's gone, so someone else might step up. Since he's gone, he's no longer spinning his webs. That might close others.
It might.
You think it might
somebody who
encourage
wants
the-
his position.
You think it might encourage the subdivision to make its move,
Yep.
show its hand?
I have a quick question. Exactly where do you stand within the syndicate?
Not at the top, if that's what you're wondering.
You're it's fancy
I assure you, they
phrasing.
don't make themselves so visible. But I am privy to meetings with such individuals on occasion, to give you an idea.
Before we start throwing out our own ideas, did you have a plan when we walked in here?
This meeting, I didn't arrange in any way. I kind of anticipated it happening. That's why I've made myself available here. When you mentioned the name Kulatan, that's how I knew you had finally come. I have eyes everywhere, just about. Your actions, while obvious to me, as I said, obvious to anyone who's looking, doesn't mean that the people you've been giving a hard time are looking.
Joe, can I make an insight check to try to determine if Buster and Lily are working for him?
Sure.
Kind
It's Lily.
It's Lily.
I rolled a
She
net
secretly
20.
didn't. She
Uh,
secretly didn't tell her husband.
Lily is 100% not working for him. Buster, you get the sense from the conversation you had with him, he may have known what Alistar was planning, but probably didn't get direct orders. He just knew better than to... Like, if Alistar is available and wants to be seen, if you guys go see him, that bodes well for Buster. Buster doesn't get anything rained down on him. Buster is... If he nudged you guys in this direction, it was so potentially people would leave him alone.
Okay.
Alistar continues. I'll be straight with you. I want to work with you. I want to find whatever infection is in my organization. I want to get rid of it. It just so happens that the people I want to get rid of are the people who are threatening or have already threatened the lives of those you care about.
I look to everybody but Kaylee and wait for their reaction.
My
Like-
50th insight roll. It's another 16. Also.
I'm gonna let you know, he's telling you nothing but the truth.
And I'm like, as far as if what you're saying is true, I have absolutely no reason not to work with you. Now, if you're saying that your organization is not as interconnected as onlookers are led to believe, that makes a certain amount of sense to me. And my significant problem and significant problem solving skills have been directed more at the White Dragon Syndicate and the Blue that we've had to deal with.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Like, I don't have any issues as long as the people that I care about are safe.
I can
which
respect.
as of right now they are.
Yeah, the way I see it, helping you protects people farther down the line. And if I weren't to help you, Vanguard would tan my hide.
My hesitation here is based on the information we learned today. We would be providing you with a much greater benefit than we would be deriving for ourselves. Because what we've learned is this organization that is after our friends is not as strong as we thought it was. And it has opposition in your organization, which clearly already knows about it. And we've already weakened them. You, however, would be restored to full power. Therefore, I think we should be granted something in return. Which I think might also align with you. What I had in mind is there's another infection that once your organization is healed of your own infection, you would be ideally placed to help us combat. And that infection is the Faceless here in Argus.
I was waiting for you to say it. I was like, say it.
It's like real subtle, real subtle, real subtle. Blunt.
Sure.
I chug my drink and get another one.
That's dangerous words you're uttering, Kalian.
Dangerous words with a big old hammer to back them up.
I have no interest in taking down the Faceless. So no,
I know
I
you
don't
don't.
back that up.
I mean, we don't have to directly confront them, but anything you can do to weaken their position in the long run would be, in my consideration, a fair exchange for our actions here.
If I had.
I mean, we eliminate a fairly significant enemy of yours. The least you could do to, without exposing yourself, weaken an enemy of both of ours.
I don't think the Faceless is an enemy of the Dragon Syndicate.
I don't think the Faceless have interests that coincide with the Dragon Syndicate, though.
Which would make them an enemy of the Dragon Syndicate.
I mean, I think the Dragon Syndicate would be better off without them.
Aren't they just like doing their own thing?
Who? The Faceless or the Dragon Syndicate?
Both, like in comparison to one another.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, like I don't.
For the
really
most part.
I don't know if there's a whole hell of a lot of overlap there, but I don't know anything. I mean, did I hear really anything about the Dragon Syndicate when I was younger? Or was it just recent that I...
You know that the Gold Dragon, like... You heard rumors that they were a thing that existed when you were younger, and throughout the Darkest War and stuff, where when they all kind of came out a bit more and became a bit more public, you're like, oh, the Gold Dragon Syndicate is in Irgis.
I wasn't here. I wasn't here during the
Yeah,
Darkest War.
you weren't here then, so... But you still probably know...
And the existence of the Faceless in the government of certain areas of Argus clearly prevents the Faceless from having any influence there. Influence that they might want to have. Now, we don't necessarily want them to have it, but I'd rather them have it than the Faceless.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I'm like, put it on a back burner for now, but what I want to know from you is, obviously, if you're intending to use us as essentially weapons against this infection.
White blood cells.
I'm like, where are you wanting to aim your blade?
That's something I can get behind. I have the information. I can't act on it because if I act on it, they go into hiding and I'm never able to flush out this problem. If, however, an external force is slowly but surely weeding out the infection, and we get to a point where it is small enough where I can act and crush the remainder of it myself. That sounds like a plan to me. It's mutually beneficial for both of us in the long run.
To different degrees, but I agree.
For me, right now, I would need as much information as you can give me. Because if I'm going after whomever is going after our loved ones who are still with us, their lives matter more to me than anything.
Yeah, if I couldn't protect my mentor, I'd like to protect theirs.
So we have an agreement then. I
now.
scratch your back, you scratch mine.
I'm glad you said something. I got an itch right in the middle of my back.
He breaks out a chisel.
I'm gonna just look at Ember and Renland and kind of to make the decision here. I think I would push for more, but
Hey Joe, is this sounding like something that my patron told me I should push for? Does it sound like it aligns with all that?
So your patron told you pretty much stick with Rinlin and Ember and to help Bronwyn, pretty much. That was the right path for you.
But that sounds like something that would be helping Bronwyn, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're getting the target off
That is
her
up
back.
to your interpretation.
I
That's
want you to
definitely what
be
he's trying
aware.
to sell it as.
I want you to be aware that should we take you up on this offer, and this leads down a path that you did not foresee, and I am not satisfied that Bronwyn's life will be safe, I will hunt down every member of every syndicate until my dying breath. If you're aware of that, then give us the information. But know that this will not save people who you think or deem worthy of saving. If you aim us towards the White Dragon Syndicate and I am not satisfied, we won't stop there.
I'm well aware that I'm playing with fire here.
More like lightning, but okay, go on.
Lightning fires.
Kyle,
cold.
what's your passive perception?
14.
I would say that I meant to say this, but I didn't really get like a chance to really say anything. You would probably notice that I am quietly fuming, like real bad. Like there's a reason I'm not talking.
Okay. I don't really want to bring it up in front of him, though.
No.
The Blue Dragon Syndicate's headquarters, at least the ones you need to be concerned about, unsurprisingly, are in Aura's city, Arisia. The White Dragon Syndicate members that you're going to have to worry about are in a sealed in the city of Dagger, south of Winter.
In the city of what? Sorry, cut out a little bit.
Dagger.
I'm like, tell you what,
Didn't we
You've
just
given
come
us a-
from Aura City? No, we didn't. We haven't.
No, I came from Griot.
I'm like, you've given us a lot to think about and discuss. We're gonna go back to where we're staying. And if it's a deal, we'll come back tonight.
That's fair. I think there's some things we have to talk about.
By all means.
And I'll finish my drink.
Yeah, I'm leaving mine untouched.
I slide mine over to Rinlin.
I drink it.
I'm like, all right. I'm gonna just head toward the bar.
Okay. He lets you leave.
I put down 10 gold for the amount of drinks I drank because I don't have any idea how much.
Okay.
I mean,
I'd like
they were pretty much bribes, but
I'd like to be the last one to leave the tavern.
Okay.
So, are you short on any food or something? Because
You want some biscuits and gravy?
I'm fine, I assure you.
all right.
Leave him one sweet roll.
Yeah, I just like place my hand on the table and like leave a sweet potato.
First
Have a
one.
good day.
Not even like a cooked, just like a raw sweet
Yeah,
potato.
it's a raw sweet potato.
Oh my god.
As a token of good faith.
The token of good faith here is a sweet potato.
these are real good for you. They have a lot of potassium in them.
Do you want out too? Come on.
And then just before I leave, if you hurt them, I will hunt you down and channel all Vangol's divine wrath into your dangly bits.
He smiles and laughs a little bit. Ever the protector.
Alright, we have a, well, just between you and me, we have a deal. And then I walk out.
Okay. The party has exited the Old Urn Tavern.
Joe, I'm watching behind us and above us and Allie.
Okay.
This is still Dragon Syndicate. From everything that I know about them, which is everything this party has been through. I'm still waiting to stab somebody.
Okay.
Like,
I'm actually pleased. I think that went well. I think that was fun.
It went too well. It went too well.
Would you say you're pleased, as, and then I punch him in the arm?
Please, that's
But-
punch.
I would also suggest to Rinlin and Ember that this sounds like the right path.
just in one ear or the other. The second we get, like, maybe like a building or two down, I try to just like grab Kalian and like shove him up against a wall.
Okay,
Okay,
I wanted to ask as soon as we left the building, but I didn't know how to start the conversation.
Just... I can't do it as angry as she is, but like, just you read one book about the Faithless and you suddenly decide that you get to make decisions based on it, that you know everything. You don't know anything. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they can do. You don't know what you're trying to get yourself into. Like, trying to pit the Dragon Syndicate against the Faceless is one of the stupidest ideas you've ever had, and you've had a lot of them.
I hear what you're saying. Ignorance is definitely something that can cause mistakes. I think you could do a lot to remedy my ignorance.
If I wanted to remedy your ignorance, I would have talked about it. I wouldn't have had to... It wouldn't have been so subtle that you had to go read books and then decide you were an expert on the situation because you picked up a book.
I didn't say I was an expert, but I saw an opportunity to improve a nation that my father helped build and that I love, that is clearly struggling. And I took it.
You should have kept your nose out of it. It's not something that you should be poking your face into, because you're gonna get it cut off. Or carved up, or... You know,
So your concern is that they're going to retaliate?
it's not a concern, it's a fact.
I've hid from things worse than the Faceless. I mean, they're pretty scary,
Like babies.
but I don't think they can find me.
Like what?
I want to
Babies.
babies. I mean, I appreciate
He's
your
got
concern.
baby
Renlin.
mamas all across the continent. He
It's
has
not
them.
you I'm concerned about. It's not a tone. It's you and your stupidity bringing something down on Soul and Ember and Bronwyn and everyone that I care about. I spent the last 50 years running, and you might have potentially be taking the steps to bring them right back to our doorstep.
You think their influence extends outside of Argus?
Do we look like we're outside of Argus?
Well, no, but I think we can flee faster than they can catch us.
Don't be so sure. And then I like turn and leave.
All right.
I'll go ahead and pick up a part of that conversation, and
Also,
I might.
Kyle, I love you.
Okay. Also,
I
I
might-
put my dagger away. Nobody can see it.
You like ready to stab a bitch?
Defensive dagger, but yeah, just in case.
Defensive. I'm like, Kalian, you may have run away from everything that you deemed too big for you. But you have to remember that you're not just dealing with someone who runs. Like, it took a lot for her from this. The fact that she came back here at all, ever,
Yeah, I appreciate
astounding. It's astounding. And the
All right,
fact is, she wants to get in and out as quickly and as quietly as possible, and you know that that goes against everything that Renlin is.
that. Okay. I admit it was probably too much too fast. But at some point, whether it's after we part ways, the faceless is the problem that I intend to confront.
I'm like, and I agree. I do. Believe me, if I could wipe off the face of the planet every single faceless person ever, I would go in guns a-blazing and I would just do it. But the fact of the matter is you didn't live it and neither did I.
Right. And we gotta be smart about it if we do it.
I'm like, yeah. Not everything can be solved by burning down warehouses, and I know we have led you to believe that that's not true.
False. Everything can be solved by burning down warehouses.
So to solve this little spat, let's go burn down a warehouse.
I agree.
There's a warehouse burning. Let's go.
Actually, I think that's what Mr. Hornridge is gonna send us to do.
Burn down warehouses.
I think if we agree, he's gonna send us to the Blue Dragon and White Dragon Syndicate's headquarters so that we can burn it down.
So should we just turn around and tell them we agree and not wait the whole like 8 hours? It's gonna be like pretending we talked about it.
Yeah, I think considering what we just talked about, it might be wise that if we're gonna agree, that we do it and get out of town.
Yeah, because then we can go and get some therapy warehouse burning done.
I give a look over at Renlin's retreating body.
Yeah, like I
know
fucked
she
off.
heard- I know she heard what we were talking about.
I actually
But
went
she's
back
not-
into the bar. I went back into the urn.
I'm like, well, I guess
You're
she
back.
decided
What,
for
what,
us.
what do you want?
I'm like,
Sorry.
I guess she decided for us, and I follow her into the bar.
Oh no. I mean, I would think I would have made it there before you had made it in, right? So I get like a couple
Yeah,
minutes.
Well,
You-
yeah, you can have a
Privately.
few minutes.
Okay, you walk back into the Aldern Tavern.
There is nobody else in here, right?
No.
Okay. Is he still there?
Yep. He looks
Heck.
up. I didn't expect you to be back so soon.
I need another
Right.
round. Myself.
He pours you another drink. What's he gonna give you this time?
Something strong as fuck. Let's be real.
It's like
I
a
think he should give you an apple teeny.
light
Oh
on
my
the
God,
teeny.
A Cosmo.
Oh, sex on the beach.
Yes.
It's like the equivalent of a Long Island iced tea with like a little bit of actual tea in it instead of like Coke for color.
But like while he's making it, I'm just like, no matter what decision you make, no matter what direction this takes, do not involve the Faceless. Please.
You're saying that to Alistar?
Yes. That is the only request I have.
He stops for a minute. He sets the glass down. He's like halfway through the drink. And he rolls up the right sleeve of his shirt. You see, like, up and down most of his arm, there are scars just, like, etched into his arm. Very familiar-looking scars to Rinlin. He just looks at you. He doesn't say a word. He just makes eye contact with you, and he looks at you. Very serious, very stern. A lot more stern than he had been when he was talking to you. You can almost feel his heart rate goes up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not to the point where he's annoyed or angry or anything. Just...
Yeah.
It gets his blood going a little bit. And he rolls his sleeve back down and he continues making the drink for you.
How in depth do you know about, like, what is the depth that you know about us? Is it just what we've done since we got together?
I know your general appearances. I know your names. I know the organizations that most of you are associated with. You and Ember are Frost Crescent. Soul is a Vangalite to the core.
Okay, because that's hard to see.
Vango shield on his arm.
Kalian and Antony
Antoinette.
are a bit harder to pin down. Though Kalian's got a colored past, moving from place to place after his father died. That I was able to learn. Atone is the one I can't pin down. But I have my suspicions.
I want it to be known that I
Pinned
came in at Atone was one I can't pin down, and I pinned him down once. I'm like, I'm not sure javelining your friend is really what I would call pinning down.
I mean, it worked.
It's a big ass
I'm
pin.
like, I'm pretty sure you gave him PTSD.
Alright, so at this point, the rest of the party kind of walks in.
Yeah. And just before we walk in the door, I want to punch Kaylee in the arm again and be like, "Did you hear? She said she cared for me."
Oh my god.
Okay, question: Why do you keep
doing that?
him? Did I miss that?
What?
It's
Did
not
I
like
miss why you keep punching him?
it wasn't a hard punch. It's just like a
It's his,
Hey, buddy, kind of punch.
yeah,
Just
like
like-
a
Like you're broing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I bruise easily.
and I don't, so I don't get it.
No, that's the joke. You actually do bruise, and it just turns into crystals.
I don't know if. Are you strong enough to bruise Soul, Caitlin?
I think I'm the only one that could, honestly.
I'm strong enough to bruise my knuckles against Soul.
Valid.
I think I might be able to. I might try it one day.
Again, just want to apologize for those watching if the audio is a little robot-y. Everyone sounds pretty audible, but if they sound a little weird, Discord's been doing some weird stuff for at least me for the past
Discord's
like
being a piece of
few
shit.
hours lately.
It is.
But
Yeah.
Plot twist.
It's
Though.
still
We're
functional.
actually all just talking like robots on purpose.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's because we've all been replaced by robots.
No, Joe, I noticed earlier, like, there was a update I did to Discord earlier today, and there's actually another one available right now. So I think Discord messed up.
Word. I'll have to check that out. But Alistair kind of looks at you all as you walk back into the bar. I didn't expect you all to be back so quickly.
I'm like, yeah, well, when you're offering to give us names and places to head out towards White and Blue Dragon Syndicate, honestly, it really didn't take that long.
There was a suspect, one that I believe is tied to the Blue Dragon Syndicate. He'll be able to tell you more about the exact locations and goings on, that's how you say it, at their hideout. It's shifted around, the one that you're going to need to infiltrate, and he should know where it is. And I have a feeling that if you can get to him, he'll be rather grateful.
Why do you say that?
Is he a trap informant?
He was intercepted by some of my men not long ago, and we put him in a precarious position, a bit farther west in the Nashendasorn, right in the path of some members of the Black Hand.
Whoa.
Slavers. He's currently on a caravan towards... Hang on, what's the name of the city? I forgot it. Map, help me. Low Tensai.
To where?
Low Tensai in Osept. After he arrives there, I assume he's going to be sold and put into servitude for a good amount of time. However, if you can get to him within the next few weeks, you should be able to be the heroes you are, free him, and get the information you need from him.
Well, that's easier. That's on the way.
I'm like, what's his name and general appearance?
He's an elf. He goes by the name of... Give me a second, because Joe is really bad preparing enough names for sessions.
It's alright, that gives me time to update my Google Doc.
Baby, you need to calm down.
Dude, he is
I don't know
so
how to
excited.
mute this mic, so you just have to listen to him talk.
He's
Pull it all the way up until it clicks.
His name is Ardril Elwins.
Ardril.
Ardril?
Ardryll. Ardril.
What was that last name?
Elwins. Elwyns.
I'm like, you said he was a suspect. What was he suspected of just being a part of the whole?
As being one of the dissenters amongst our ranks.
cool.
Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. I never. And like, if you would have told me a week ago we would be going after dissenters for the Dragon Syndicate, I probably would have stabbed you.
You either die or you live long enough to see yourself become Dragon Syndicate.
Look, I think I need a drink to that.
Scary question. Where did Bronwyn say she was going?
Bronwyn?
Yeah, didn't she say she was going to Aura City?
No.
I know some safe house that was undisclosed.
Oh, that's right. She was going to the floating moat. Okay.
Yeah.
I was worried that she was hiding out in the same place as the headquarters.
What does this guy have that we're going after?
Information.
Yep.
He'll be able to give you the exact locations of the Blue Dragon Syndicate's locations in Aura's City, the ones who he's working for. Might take a little bit more persuading, but if you're rescuing him from slavery, or frankly threatening to let him stay in slavery, he should be able to divulge it for you.
Alright.
And if you find the time, there is one other thing you could do for me.
What would that be?
The outskirts
Reddit.
of the Nashendasorn, outside of Lotensai, the slavers should be passing by an old safe house. He pulls out a small little piece of parchment with a map of the general area There's a rocky crag around this area. It's an old safe house of mine. It was abandoned during the Darkest War, infested with some undead. If you need a place to stay and don't mind clearing it out, I would be grateful.
And
Also,
where was that again?
It's outside of Lotensai in the desert. He gives you a map with the exact location. It's hidden in like a rocky, like crag outcropping thing, so you can't tell that it's a hideout. It just looks like rocks, but
It's on the other side of the river, presumably.
yes.
Out of curiosity, what kind of undead?
A band of orcs that was stationed there. They were a troop from Rankagesh that had come up to help fight the Shattered Hand. Unfortunately, they didn't make it out of this area alive and ended up stumbling upon it, directed by a demon, I believe. Wiped out a good amount of the safe house. Only a few of my men were able to get out at the time. We haven't gone back since. It's well hidden, and undead tend to not be very keen at figuring out how to open more complex doors.
Yeah, I saw a skeleton just walking through a piece of wood across a door frame like 40 times before it figured out how to get out one time.
If you get there soon enough, it's also not a bad place to ambush anyone going by, which I suspect the slavers will make their way by since it's within eyeshot of the road. If you look on the map, it's right along the black line, which is the Great Road.
So does Lotensai have a, because like there's a pretty big airship dock here. Does Lotensai have one?
Yes.
So you think we should airship over and then kind of
I think
stake out that?
Yeah, I think an airship will get us there quicker than some guys in a caravan dragging slaves along.
Give us plenty of time to set up our ambush and clear out the hideout.
Oh, and if we kill all the slavers, then you can free all the slaves, Kalian.
Yeah, I guess that's worth taking an airship over.
Now, Mr. Hornridge, in this hideout of yours, is there anything of worth that you might have left behind?
Not that we need anymore.
All right.
Mr. DM,
Yes.
where the dicks is this place?
Lotensai, south of
got it.
Valshaf's Cheer, and Osept.
I was like looking at Osept. I looked all over Osept like 3 times, and I was like, yes, it doesn't exist. And I was like, maybe it's an Aragus, and then I was just like,
No, it's Osept. You go Valshaf's Tears, and you go south along
is
the
there
river.
not is this like bit of land northeast, or northeast of Aragus? Is that not a country?
Northeast?
Yeah, like between Aragus and Mithrin?
Between Irgus and Mithrain?
Yeah.
That's the Harrows.
Oh,
That used to be a country.
That's a not nice place to be.
I will read a history book.
Look up in the other areas of the campaign setting, the Harrows and Alistar. That's where Alistar used to be.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah,
I-
Erastin was the capital of Alistar, I believe. Or one of them was.
I had no idea where that was.
Yep. Well, now you know.
Thanks, buddy.
I didn't either. I was just so totally gonna just be like, oh yeah, we're going there. Okay.
The more you know.
If anyone's curious about what we're talking about when we're referencing the map, go to map.starcoldstudios.com.
It's quite nifty.
It is really nifty.
You can follow
Interactive
along with all the
map.
weird words I'm saying.
Yeah.
All of the weird words.
Like Nashendasorn.
Nashendasorn.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I say these words a lot. I had to say them a lot.
Well, I'm
They just
really
roll off the
glad
tongue.
to have had you like introducing us to this because I would not have pronounced these words these ways.
If anyone ever has any questions on how to pronounce any of the names in the setting, whether it's the name of a person, name of the races, name of a god, name of a place, just hop into a Twitch chat when we're streaming and just be like, how do you pronounce blah, 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 and just write the word down, and we'll tell you how to say it. It's no big deal for us. Because it takes 2 seconds to be like, Bengal, Bastion,
I have so many words. Oh, I just need you to read all of the words to me.
Ronkagesh.
Can someone just read the book?
My favorite.
Can you audiobook it? Like, that'd be great.
That'd be fun.
That would be so awesome.
That would.
Because you guys need another project.
Yeah, jeez.
I'd audio.
I'm gonna audiobook it with like massive sarcasm the whole time.
Then the Vandals came,
And then
and
I'm gonna
they
mispronounce
destroyed stuff.
everything intentionally, just intentionally mispronounce.
As long as you don't say Amari, because it's Amari. You get triggered when you say Amari.
Why would you ever pronounce it Amari?
So long.
Amari, Inuzin,
move on.
Ildera, Vasar,
It's Amari.
Noir.
I'm gonna call them Vassar.
We've had that. Yep.
That's
But yes,
like the
sir.
college.
One of
Yeah.
my players says it like that.
Is it
Um,
Liz?
I'm still very mad about it being Amari.
It's Troy.
Yrgis, Silarai,
The fun one, Iralinche.
Irlinshe.
Okay,
You got that one down.
It took me a hot minute to figure out how the hell to spell that one.
Honestly, I can't say half the Rankagesh words still, so.
I was gonna say the Rankin ones
No.
are my favorite.
No, I'm not
The
even
ancient
gonna.
Lurchin Empire.
Wet Lotkin?
But Locken, yeah. That's
I know that one.
All right.
We
so
got super sidetracked, sorry guys.
yeah. So
Words
we're
are fun,
going
guys.
to Lotensi.
Lo Tentai?
Oh no, I say
I'm
things
gonna
wrong on
miss.
purpose.
Okay.
I'm gonna miss Alistair now. I've gotten used to him.
Can I like buy a bottle for the road?
You don't need a bottle. You got infinite tap.
Maybe I want to support Alistair.
True.
Maybe I have
Yeah,
a crush for once. Okay, just let me do the. Oh, you're gonna get jealous.
No, it's all right. I'm good.
I like that to make an NPC that you guys find attractive, all I have to do is be like, he looks kind of cool and he makes really fucking good drinks.
It's not even the physical. It's not the physical
You call-
thing. It's
You called him dashing, and so like I just assumed that he's like this swashbuckling dashing person, and so now I'm
He's
like,
got
really
one of
into
those
him.
shirts on that's all like flowy and stuff, so yeah.
now I don't like him.
It's showing
Oh,
all his
I
chest
like
hair.
him. I like him so much because you said dashing, and I was like, yep, gotta like him now.
I only like him because of his arm.
He's got one gold.
But you liked him before the arm. You liked
Not
him
as
for
much.
the drink.
Not as much until he was like, I too have gotten fucked up by the faceless with no words.
Yeah, and he makes you drinks.
What more could you want?
I
In a
mean,
relationship.
really.
All
You
right.
heard it here, folks.
How to seduce a dwarf? Get a drunk. Make it drinks.
I vote we head to Lotensi.
Yep.
Okay.
I really did want a bottle to go.
Are you getting it from him, or are you going to get it from Lillian Buster?
Fuck those guys. I want it from Alistair.
He goes, all right. He looks through the bar. He like takes a good like minute looking at the different things that he has. He seems to be thinking or looking for something specific. And he grabs what looks to be like a stone bottle. It's a little strange. It's like
It's
almost made of granite.
Classy.
Hands it to you.
Classy. And it'll stay cold really long.
Longer than any other drink.
How much is it?
For now, free. If you don't get my safe house back, 10 gold.
I just give him 10 gold.
He kind of smiles, takes the money.
But you know,
I think
You
I
know-
spent more on this one guy than I have this entire campaign. I'm just-
Yeah.
I think you have.
Like,
I threw away a lot of money in Rangagesh.
I haven't spent like anything. I just like walk around and get people to buy me drinks. Apparently.
I went broke buying my dagger.
And I went broke buying a hammer.
you know. But like on the way out, I just like shake the bottle at him. Not like shake it, but just like wave at him with it and
He gives you just a slight, just one head nod.
something to remember you by when we inevitably probably die. See ya. And just like
I'm like, you're so.
Pessimistic.
Thanks.
You're not gonna die with me around. They have to go through me to get to you.
Suddenly,
Even though
a
you're gonna be,
ballista
like,
bolt
right
flies through Soul.
I'm like, except for all those times where Rinlin goes and just rages recklessly at people way far away from you.
You and
You
I
mean all
both
those times?
know. You and I both know we can't help whenever she falls into her rage.
what makes you
definitely
guys think I would ever recklessly attack anything?
Oh, I don't know. I have
All
no
right.
idea why we think that.
Cool
Just
new hammer.
just to move things along.
Yes.
Does the party want to do anything else in Camturo?
Fuck no.
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 probably
Before
should
we
get the heck
leave,
out of there.
I just
Of
want to
course.
put in Thieves' Cant in front of Buster's establishment. Do not trust.
What?
Why?
Because he totally sold us out to Alistar.
He did not. He even tried to get us to not go.
Kind of pushed us in that direction.
Reverse
We pushed him in
psychiatry.
that dimension. You are gonna give him bad business.
Yes,
Only to be
He
fair,
doesn't need help having
Really
bad
changed
business.
his
I was gonna say,
life.
to be fair, he's only gonna get bad business from thieves that can read that.
Are you
That might actually
doing?
come out.
It's the equivalent of a Yelp review for criminals.
Yeah, basically.
Hobo Yelp review.
Oh, yeah, it's homo code.
I
Do
hope-
not trust. There you go.
I'm like, I hope you know that I now associate you with a terrible, terrible crime.
Wait, you don't even know what
And
it
not
means.
even murder.
You don't know what it means.
Yeah, you just right something on the thing. Nobody knows what it means.
I assume he told us. Sorry, my bad. Well, then
Oh,
Kyle, me personally, associates with a terrible, terrible crime. I liked him until now.
Fair.
Okay.
Secret
If
vandal.
there's nothing else anyone wants to do, you guys are able to book passage on an airship from Lotensai or from Camturo to Lotensai.
Yeah, I would like to get our money back from from the discreet pony since we booked like a week in advance.
What I'll say is the cost of the airship will be the cost of the money you get back from the discreet pony, and blah 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 ends up being about the same. I like hand waving travel for this
Okay, I
campaign
paid for
because
all
it's
of
too
yours.
much math.
Yeah.
Travel fees. Important thing.
Yay.
It can be if you actually track it.
Oh yeah. I've been tracking it for my group, and it's a lot of math.
You guys are so much nicer to us, though, because, like, I just make my group walk everywhere. Walk or ship. Like, you have to man your own ship, too. You had to learn to sail.
That would be so much fun. We should
Yeah.
try that instead of an airship. Sometime when time is not of the essence.
So never, when we're dead and we inherit, like, a ghost ship, and we are condemned to forever
Yeah.
be swashbuckling pirates on the sea.
Whenever we're done being heroes, I will go sailing with Kalian.
It's so much nicer than an airship.
All right, you guys
Are we heroes?
arrive in Lotensai. Is there anything you would like to do in this city? It's a couple days later. Is there anything you guys
I
want
think
to
we
do
should
here
do as
before?
little
you
as
head out?
possible in
Yeah.
here. Just so
Yeah, I
that-
think we should just go straight to the hideout,
Yes.
make
Yeah.
as little an impression as
Kill
possible.
some undead.
Okay.
So now that we're in Osept, are you back to being Rinlin, or are you still Ash?
I was just thinking about that. I think I might just keep Ash up, honestly.
I think that's actually a good idea.
Like,
Yeah.
I've got the necklace, and now I'm scared of the Faceless, thanks, Kalian. I'd like to point out that, like, Rinland doesn't afraid of anything.
Rinland doesn't afraid.
And that is how Rinland would say it too.
Yeah, it's that meme, the no fear, one fear thing. Yeah, it's no fear, the Faceless, one fear. Like, that's it. Yeah, I will stay as Ash.
Okay.
Until so I say otherwise. If that's okay with you, Joe the DM.
You got a thing. I gave you that thing. You can use said thing.
Yep.
Cool, I rolled backstory charges.
It's even written in my character's backstory that I try to blend in culture wherever I go.
It's true.
I don't try at all. I stick out like a sore ass thumb here.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just like me.
All
At
right.
this point, if we pass an enslaved Eldera, though, I do get a little sparky.
Sparky.
Sparky McSpark.
Oh, that
Spark.
needs to be your fake name. Sparky. You were slacking, Kalian.
What?
Making his fake name. It needs to be Sparky. McSparkerson.
What a good idea.
Or McCrystalston. There we go. You're Sparky Crystal.
Sparky McLightning Crystal.
Wow, that's something.
I like it.
That is something.
You're not wrong.
Alright. Hideout.
All right. You guys know that the hideout is going to be about a day or two from the city itself. You're going to be crossing some deserty, wastelandy type areas. Are you going to be taking that by foot? Do you want to get some supplies or anything
Camels.
before you go?
Yeah.
We should buy some camels.
Can they support an Eldera of my weight?
Yeah,
We
so,
could just hook you to a sled.
so guys, yeah, we could buy some camels, but then that also means we've interacted with somebody that might remember us and what
Well-
we're about to do.
Well,
I
what
mean,
if
two of us
those-
could not?
I was gonna say, what about those that can disguise their face? Buy the
So
camels.
you're saying Rinland and I go buy 5 camels.
I can help.
We could also rent camels. People, I don't know what your guys' deal is with like
Renting,
permanently
yeah.
buying camels. And it's we get 2 camels in a cart and say we're merchants. Like it's not.
Why would you rent livestock?
That's a thing.
Don't they always die?
It's like getting in an accident in a rental. You have insurance.
Don't they always die?
I mean, have you ever had an animal survive a whole campaign?
Yeah.
Yes, we had one in David's first campaign. Her name was Claude. And
Kyle, you had a dog survive
goat.
the entire
That's
length
true.
of Horde of the Dragon Queen.
But he ran and hid every time we.
Yeah, but you took a dog to a flying castle, and it had initiative during a dragon fight, and it lived.
I love that.
So
Ours was a giant goat that a halfling rode.
So Rinland and I will magic guys ourselves, and we will go get a camel-drawn wagon.
I'll stay with Soul.
Or not
Yeah.
one on way.
Are we renting camels in a cart? 2 camels in a cart?
I'll try to rent, but I mean,
4 camels in a cart?
they find out we're going out into the desert. I don't know if they'll be so willing to rent.
Hey, camel merchant, how does this camel purchasing occur?
You can buy a camel for the price of a camel listed in the 5e Player's Handbook. Because
Thanks,
I know it's
Joe
there.
the DM.
Somebody
Hey.
learn us a thing.
A camel is actually 50 gold pieces. That is outrageous.
I don't want a single camel.
I mean, that's to
One
buy, though.
camel, please.
Can you rent camels?
You could rent a camel for 1/4 of the price of the camel per week.
Per week. We're not gonna be going that
12 and a half,
So-
25 for 2 camels.
Well, just get 4 camels and then you know it's 50 gold.
Well, a cart is only 15 gold. Although
Yeah.
we could get a chariot for 250. That'd be awesome.
Can I also rent the cart?
Yeah.
We have 1,675 gold in party fund, 20 silver, and 50 platinum.
So I think we rent camels in a cart.
All right, it would
Two
be
camels and a cart.
2 camels and a
32 and a
cart.
half.
2 camels and a cart.
2.5.
Is this a big
30
cart or
32
is
and
it
a
a
half.
medium to small size cart?
2 camels
Hey,
and
Are
a
we
cart.
gonna all fit in them?
Hey, can I haggle you down to 32?
Roll a persuasion
It's
check.
2 camels and a cart because I don't feel like mathing. I rolled a 19 on the fucking die.
Sure.
Wow, I'm not
It's-
even trying to
It's
roll.
an
huh?
open cart. If you guys want a closed cart, it's technically a wagon for 35 gold, which rented would be.
Oh my god, it's happening again.
15. Yeah, it is.
People spending entire sessions just talking about camels.
Oh, that's a lot easier. It would be 40. For a covered wagon and 2 camels, it would be 40.
2
40
camels and
gold.
a cart.
Fine,
That's not
Because
bad.
if we get into
Fine.
a sandstorm, you gotta want to
Fine.
cover.
fine,
All right.
fine. Is it just 1 week?
Yeah, it's
40
been.
gold off of party fund.
How long are we doing this?
We say a week, but the likelihood is we're not bringing camels back. So
I'm not gonna even bother spending 2 weeks. I will never see you again, sir. Thanks for the camels.
right.
Once they're gone, I'm gonna disguise myself with the disguise self spell, and I'm gonna go buy myself a very nice set of silken Osept native traveling silks
Okay.
that like cover my face and keep the sun off my head and all that nice stuff. Because I know we're going to the desert. I'm not gonna be prepared.
To the desert.
I've never done desert stuff. Do I need like something?
You can just stay in the covered cart.
Yeah,
I
you'll
feel like
think-
that's
Yeah,
what I'm gonna
usually.
do.
I'm like naked. I'm gonna get sunburned.
Yeah, just stay in the covered
Does
cart.
anybody
you'll be
know
fine.
endure elements?
I do not.
Oh,
Is that?
I think I get something to do with
Sword?
something. Hold on.
I think your sword protects you, Tiffany.
I
Wait.
have Wild Hunter advantage on Constitution checks to avoid exhaustion, running, starvation, thirst, hot, and cold.
Yeah, it's an in-using thing. I've never seen that come up.
Me neither.
Wow.
But I remember typing it and I was like, shit, yeah.
I can also just make it rain on myself. We do have infinite water.
Yep, I'm gonna turn into a dog. Wolf, sorry, my bad.
How many camels did you guys buy?
Dose.
2.
And I just was looking at that too, because it's like their weight capacity is 450, but the cart or the
I'm
wagon.
getting echoes.
I heard that.
Not
Yeah.
from.
Echo. Is it me?
Sorry, it's
Hello,
probably me.
hello, hello?
Yeah, the wagon's weight is 400, and the capacity of each camel is 480. We might need 3 camels, because I'm sure like David alone or Soul alone weighs like a hobbit.
He weighs about as much as like a heavy human.
Yeah, Soul's a little. He's dense, but he's not that dense.
Like Eldera don't weigh like 1,000 pounds.
So when I go buy my fine clothes, I'm going to buy my own camel with saddlebags. Oh, and we should buy some. Oh no, they're camels. They don't need as much food. Camels are awesome.
I want to point out, anytime we come across anyone that's selling animals, if anyone has an Eldercorn for sale, I want it.
You're not gonna.
I know.
Probably
I'm not going to
fine.
run across it, but I want it.
I got the stats for it. Believe me. But
Guys, we shouldn't over prepare these camels too much because we don't want them visible where we're going. We're
Yeah,
probably going to burn the
where we're
cart and
going, we
send the
don't
wagons
need
off into the
camels.
desert.
Yeah, we're literally just gonna ditch these camels at some point, I'm sure.
No, I bought my camel.
Okay. You can keep your very inconspicuous camel.
Are you gonna tie it up outside the hideout where we're waiting to ambush people?
so we have 3 camels.
Yeah,
Wait.
I bought a third camel with my own money, and I got him like saddlebags and saddle.
Guys, we should have just bought an elephant. We should have just said fuck it, honestly. Like,
Can we put camels inside the hideout? Like, could we fit the camels in there?
I mean, we'll find out when we get there.
Yep.
Okay. Because then that could avoid a lot of problems.
So is it the four of you guys are like in the cart that's being pulled by the camels, and then Kalian's riding on his camel next to you?
So,
I mean, I assume at
Someone's
least one
driving.
of us is driving. Yeah.
I'm gonna be a dog for
I'd-
just because.
I'd probably drive
Less.
since I could drive through the night.
Yeah, I was like, do Aldera get tired, or do Aldera suffer heat exhaustion? Like,
Soul,
put him.
Soul drives, and then Rinlin, Ember, and I ride in the back.
Yep.
All right.
Alright, I've named my camel Bruce. Bruce
like
is an
it.
asshole, by the way. He chews
Does
on the
he
cart.
spit?
He
Does
chews
he
on the
spit?
cart. He spits at Soul. And only Soul.
Probably because
Bruce
I'm
is-
shiny.
Bruce is an asshole.
As you guys are on your camels, making your way towards the Nashendasorn, towards the spot on the map that you have been told there is a hideout for you to investigate, I need everyone to make a perception check while you are on the road.
19.
Mine is also a 19, and my pseudo dragon 16.
Oh,
Less.
I got a 24 with my natural 20.
Pseudo
I got a
dragon.
6.
Okay.
You don't perceive much.
So pretty much everyone but Rinlin, because
Yeah,
you
I
all
don't
got
even poke my head out of the wagon. That's why I don't.
you all
see
got
shit.
like in the teens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're going along fine. You're passing through some, like, you know, in like deserts and stuff, there's like stones. They're not big enough to be considered plateaus, but it's basically like the vertical like columns of rock that are just like naturally there and everything. You're passing through like a small little area of them, and you're kind of weaving between them as the road meanders onwards. There's a good amount of sand and dust over the road itself, but Kalian, you kind of notice at first, probably because you're riding your camel, and your camel gets a little twitchy. It kind of goes, makes weird camel noises. And you look around, and you see something out of the corner of your eye. It looks like it's trying to hide. It looks to be some sort of large serpent. As you're noticing this off to your right, Atone and Soul, you guys kind of looking out forward, you see what you also think is a large serpent off in the distance, not too far away, coming out from behind one of the stones. Ember, you're kind of leaning back a little casually, then you catch something coming out from behind a rock as well. You also think it's a serpent, so you're all kind of aware of this, except for Rinlin, who's just chilling right in this cart through the desert.
Minus the chill part.
As you guys are all kind of like getting a closer look, trying to make sure you're seeing what you're seeing, you realize that these serpents aren't. You think it might be more than one serpent in each spot, but it's no, wait, no, there's definitely only one tail. How many? 3. You count 3 heads on each of them, and you realize that there are 3 three-headed cobras about 10, 20 feet long, large enough to almost swallow you whole, are all slithering towards your cart.
Oh my gosh, Kalian, they're beautiful.
I want to do that so bad. I have not been able to extra attack.
I'm gonna quickly tie Bruce to the cart, because otherwise I suspect Bruce is gonna run away.
Joe, was that this campaign that we fought some snakes and someone nearly drowned, or was that one of the one-off?
No,
that was this
me.
campaign.
That was this one. That was me.
Yeah.
That was before.
I like
we
making
knew.
you guys fight snakes.
You helped
I
save
thought-
my life.
I thought they were hydras for a second. I was terrified.
That's my first fear was.
But to the tokens on the map are only going to have 2 heads. I couldn't find a 3-headed cobra token, but the ones you're fighting
Okay.
have 3 heads.
I guess we need to be on roll 20. I didn't open it. Because I was like, are we even going to do this today?
If you guys could please stop, drop, and roll for initiative.
Oh my god, it's been like 2 months.
Oh, hell yeah.
I wanted to end on combat for you guys. So
I crit failed. I am leaving the session. End of the campaign. I hate everything.
I got an 8.
I got a 14.
All I wanted to do was beat people.
17.
I don't think we're
Turn.
gonna kill them before you get to
Turn.
Goblinland.
Add turn. Add turn. Add
I'm
turn.
so sad.
Turn. Who deleted their turn?
I didn't do anything, but I'm not on there.
Where'd your turn go?
No.
Bruce
Yeah.
ate it.
Add turn. All right. Everyone, feel free to plug their initiative scores in.
Oh, I'm going
A
super
tone. How'd you roll that?
I was hoping you wouldn't catch me cheating.
What was it?
173.
I
Solid.
fat fingered the 3 in the enter.
Nice. Nice.
All right. Ember, what'd you get?
I got an 8.
Okay.
I put it in now. Sorry.
It's okay. All right. So, from the top of the order, Mr. Three-Headed Cobra, you get to go first.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, of course it's the one next to me.
Sorry, you have Bruce the asshole to help you, right?
I mean,
Fifth on him.
I'm gonna be mad if Bruce is killed immediately.
I'm gonna laugh.
The Cobra slithers up with alarming speed. Its 3 heads raised, its teeth bared. They strike out. 2 of the heads are going to go right for Bruce. One of them is going to go for you, Kalian.
Joe, what time of day is it?
Midday.
Hello.
If you're wondering about shadows, Mario, you are within, I would say, the shadow of some of these rocks because you're kind of in between
so
them
that
all.
would be helpful to me, wouldn't it? Okay.
Oh man, Camel's not in the player's handbook. I have to pull out my monster manual.
I'll attack you first while you're looking that up, Kai.
Okay, that's good.
Does
do you
a
mean?
21 hit?
21 will hit me.
Do you need the
Okay.
camel's AC?
Yeah.
It's 9.
Nine.
That'll be 7 piercing damage to you.
Okay.
And go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
That's what I thought.
Well, I just pulled Cam stats up online.
Yeah, I just did too.
AC
They have AC 9, HP 15.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there.
I
You
got a
can't-
16 for my con save.
Okay,
But
you pass it.
Cam twice
As the Cobra sinks its teeth into, we'll go with like your shin. It's only there for a brief second, so you pull your leg away before it has the chance to send the pulse of venom into your legs. You can feel a few droplets, however, like going down like the side of your leg, like it was a close call. And then the 2 heads that bite the camel. So he has an AC of 9.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
AC of 9. The average hit points is 15 max.
So he got a 21 and a 9 to hit.
Oh.
Your camel's dead.
Hold on, Joe
Um,
might roll low for damage, and Bruce might pass both of his Constitution saves.
So 6 piercing damage from the first head. Have Bruce make a
Okay.
Constitution save.
Okay, come on, Bruce.
Plus 2.
Bruce got a 6.
Okay. Bruce is going to take 10 more poison damage.
Bruce is unconscious.
But then the other head starts eating him.
Okay, Bruce is dead. Damn it, Bruce.
You fucked
Kalian,
up.
you make a acrobatics check for me, Kalian. Because you were like,
Bruce.
Because I was riding Bruce.
yeah.
We should have just walked.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good. 22.
Okay, so as Bruce kind of falls down, you kind of land on your feet by him. Atone, you are up.
Well, Kalian's in a bit of...
I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Sure?
Yeah.
Because... No, you're not fine. I am going to Misty Step, and I will... Oh wait, I can't do that. Oh, Misty Step's a bonus action.
Sure is.
Booming Blade is a cantrip.
cantrip.
So I am going to Misty Step here and pull out my dagger and Booming Blade attack.
Okay.
So Booming Blade, if I hit. So, and I do get advantage because of Kalian, right?
You are flanking.
All right. So that is. Oh wait, which weapon? That is an 18.
Hits.
Cool. And then let's see. I'm not doing anything special with the dagger, just the dagger as is. So that is 1d4 plus 2, and then the booming blade.
Is it D8 right now?
D8. All right.
Actually does damage for you.
All right. So
Level 5 is a wonderful thing.
Oh wait, yeah, level 5. So it's 2d8.
No, it's 1d8 right now, 2d8 if he moves.
2d8 if he moves. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 5 from the dagger and 4 from the booming.
So 9?
Yep.
Okay. You watch as a tone kind of blinks out of existence for just a second and appears right behind this three-headed snake and slashes at it with his dagger, creating this strange, like, vibrating effect in the air around the cobra. One of the heads, because it has 3 of them, turns and looks at a tone. 2 of them still focused on Kalian. Kalian, it is your turn.
All right. Since I have advantage, I will draw my Kulishmad and stab him.
I agree.
25 to hit.
Hits!
Wow, I only do 1 thunder damage,
Oh, that's sad.
and then I do 21 piercing damage.
That's better. You sink your sword into the kind of belly of one of the heads. It hisses in anger.
So wait, do they have separate bellies too?
So, like, they're like 3 necks that kind of come down and converge at like a point.
Okay.
I don't know what to
Kind of
call.
like 3 torso-like things.
Yeah, of like a snakes, and they just kind of split.
Yeah.
It's like a snake if you had a fork, but it was a snake.
Okay. All right, I get it. I get it now.
Yeah,
Thank
like a
you for that
pitchfork.
imagery. It's pitchfork cobra.
Yeah.
That's
I
it
like
for me.
it.
Okay. This snaky snake's turn.
Come at me, reckless.
He's gonna slither on up, and they're gonna attack the camels.
Are you fucking shitting me right now, Joe?
Lost all of our.
Soul's gonna start pulling the car. It's gonna look like Conan the Barbarian.
That's a 13.
Hits.
That camel takes 7 piercing damage. And who would like to roll for this camel's Constitution
I rolled a
save?
12.
With a
This-
+2?
Yeah.
He still takes damage.
I rolled a 7.
Yeesh. Yeesh.
Yikes, TM.
So that camel's dead.
Awesome.
Guys, I'm so glad we bought camels.
And then
Oh, we rented 2 of them.
second head strike. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Would you like to roll this con save, or do you want me to?
Ooh, 10 piercing damage, max damage. And who wants to roll the con
It's
save?
con, it's gonna survive.
Yeah, roll this con save. Make it count.
Do you think I should roll the
Wait.
con save?
Maybe Mario shouldn't roll dice. No, never mind. I lied. You're not rolling for a camel.
Whoa.
So I'm actually really mad. Black die that I have, I was running my game last week, and I rolled a ton of 20s against my party. And I haven't rolled anything over a fucking 10 today.
I rolled a 7.
A 7?
Well, I mean, I rolled a 5, so it's 7.
He takes 6 poison damage.
So he died by 1 point.
Yep.
And then the other head is just kind of helping them. Nom nom nom. All right. Camels are dead. First line of defense down. Ember, your turn.
Good.
Alright.
Good.
I'm gonna just get out of the cart
Okay.
and go down here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna attack it, and I get extra attack now because I'm a level 5, right?
Yeah, you do.
Does that mean I attack 2 more times because I have
Just
my...
one, because the offhand isn't affected by it. So 3 attacks total.
Well, I got a 17,
Hits.
15,
Misses.
16.
Hits.
Now we
Okay, at
know
least now we know where that goes.
Figured that out.
Alright.
Round 1.
Then I'm gonna action surge because I'm a little mad that I missed.
Okay. So if you action surge, if you're going to attack, you get 2 attacks. Because you would take the attack action via extra attack, you would get 2 for 1.
Okay. So I got a 17
Hits.
and a 4. Okay, so like I hit
3
4
hits.
times out of 6. Wait, hold on. Did I add that right?
you
I
hit
hit
first time
three
and one.
times. Okay.
Yeah.
Three.
3 times
Wait,
out
wait.
of 5.
Math is not my strong suit. If anyone has learned anything watching this stream.
It's okay.
Alright, takes 8. Plus 6. Plus 10. Hold on, I can do this.
I took it away from its
24.
health as you were saying it, but yes, 24.
Okay, I'm like, wait a minute, I can do this. Okay.
Ember kind of does one of those, almost like a cartwheel off the cart, runs behind Kalian and just starts slashing at this snake as she's going around it. A few strikes later, there's blood kind of seeping out from several of the heads. Because the snake's surrounded, it's got like one head facing Kalian, one head facing Atone, one head facing Ember. And it's Soul's turn.
Alright. I am going to move Soul here.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds
Okay.
on that homie.
That homie.
Alright, let's see if I hit him. What's my spell thing? Okay, nice. That's a 19 plus 6 to hit.
That'll hit.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll damage. How many d8s are you rolling?
3d10s.
10s, that's what it is.
So 0.
So that's 19 plus 9. That's 28 damage
Dang, son.
of that necro damage. And that's my turn.
As you get down, you just kind of reach your hand out and you grab one of the snakes like by the neck for a second, and it's like squirming around trying to get away, and you just do this pulse of like this lightning. It's almost like this black lightning that kind of goes out of your hand and into the snake, and it does that thing where like its colors invert and it like flashes in the video game really quick, and it's just the one head for a second, but then it kind of pulls out, and you have to makes you let go of it. But that one head looks shaken and slightly discolored from the rest of them.
When I'm done with this one, it won't be good for eating.
Okay.
Okay. And this snake, who is only marginally slower than Rinlin, or marginally faster than Rinlin, is going to slither on up towards Rinlin and try and snake her. That is a 13. You are muted, May.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
You didn't hear me saying I'm marginally upset about that.
No, I
Me
didn't.
telling you to get fucked like 3 times. So
Yeah, no, we didn't hear that at all.
13 hits? Misses? Okay. That's what I thought.
I said you don't have advantage yet, though.
That is a 14.
Nope.
And then finally, that's an 11.
Nope.
So, kind of standing up on the cart, the snake bites at Rinlin, and she, like, darts to the side. The second head, she darts back to the other side, and the third one, she just goes back. All three heads, after biting, kind of rear back, getting ready to strike again. But before they can, Rinlin, your turn.
I like to rage.
Okay.
And I finally have extra attack. I finally get to use extra attack.
So happy for this
I would
moment.
also like to reckless, also.
Oh, never would have guessed.
Wow, I know. Look at all the dice I get to roll. Like in one turn. So I would like to, flavor-wise, just like fling myself off the cart and try to smash one of these heads.
Okay.
Sorry, the cat.
I thought you threw a dice that way.
No, Corey pointed at the cat. She rolled over and is just like staring at me.
Aw. Kitty.
So, how does what's my bonus to hit?
Many.
6? That sounds about right. So does a 20 hit?
Sure does.
That's the lowest thing I rolled.
They all hit then.
I rolled a solid, like 3 1s though. So.
Here comes the pain.
Do you need,
No.
necrotic and bludgeoning separate?
No.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
+6. I feel like I did math wrong somewhere along the way.
My everyday life, May.
28? No, hold on. Yeah, 28.
28?
E.
Okay.
Between the 2 hits.
Barbarians do a surprising amount of math between all their bonuses.
Yeah, well, and I roll 3d6. So I have 3d6 plus the 2 from raging plus 3.
Yep. So pulling out her, does it look like it looks like your hammer? I'm guessing. I don't want to flavor it as an axe because you had it disguised as an axe before.
I think I would have dropped the disguise if we were just like dicking around in the desert.
Word.
'Cause I wouldn't have wasted another charge to switch back.
Makes
to
sense.
using. Yeah, it's my hammer.
Her teardrop hammer streaks through the air. The actual head of it turning a deep obsidian type black as it strikes into one of the heads. As the head kind of reels back and tries to recover, it doesn't have that much time before another hit flies and strikes it again. That head's looking not too happy, but the other two are like, "Why are you hitting our head?" And they're
smash.
They're gonna be mad at you, but you know.
Let me smash.
Is that it? No movement? Okay.
Well, I mean, I jumped off the cart. I don't know if you want me to move.
Do you want to be like?
Yeah,
there?
I'll move. Yeah, I was gonna move there because I did like jump off the cart. And
Okay.
stuff.
All right. This feller's turn. He is surrounded, and he doesn't like that, so he's going to attack each of you around him once. So this one's for Atone. That's a 25.
Yep.
I would like to impose disadvantage on that.
Yep.
That is 18.
Darn, sorry.
Tried.
Tried.
It's close. 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Saving throw. I get a whole +1 to this, and I rolled a 1.
Take an additional 6 poison damage.
Did you really crit fail the?
Yep, I rolled a nat
con
1.
save?
I
Nice.
rolled. So like I said, I've been rolling good with the black die, but not tonight. So I switched to the other die, and
All right. The attack going towards Kalian. That is a 13.
Misses.
Okay. And then finally the attack against Ember. That would be a 14.
That's a hit.
All right. That snake is done striking out, and then it's going to be Atone's turn.
right. Before I do anything, how healthy does this snake look? Like, are Kayleen and Ember probably going to kill it?
It's not. It's like looking beat up,
Yeah.
but it's not like on the ropes yet.
So here's what I want to do then, because I have a really good plan if they kill it. So I am going to wait for Ember to act before I do anything. If it's not dead, then I'll attack it. Otherwise, I'm going to do the other plan. I'm hoping it dies before I act.
So
So I'm
Not-
basically, I guess, like, can you? I know it was like writing an act period, like hold action or something like that.
for 5th edition, there's no like holding your turn until you act again. What you can do is you can say, "I ready an action to do X under Y conditions." If you want, you can make like a multi-part one. So like,
Yeah, because basically I'm hoping that Kayleen and Ember kill this, because if they do, then I can move to here and do something really cool to both of these. But if it's not dead, then it doesn't work.
because technically, even if you ready, you only get a reaction, so you would only get to do one thing.
So I wouldn't be able to move and.
Correct.
Well, then that's a waste. Never mind. Stab.
Okay.
It's a wash.
So. 16,
Next
yeah,
turn.
What's that?
Next turn you can do it.
Yeah, next.
I don't think
So-
they'll be dead.
16.
Hits.
Oh, I didn't say Booming Blade again, but he's still effective the first one.
Yep.
So that is max damage from that. That's 6.
Okay.
Blooming Blade would add an
Yeah,
extra
you can
hit.
still do Blooming Blade and deal the extra damage you do from it. That's fine.
So then 2 more. So 8.
Do you need
Okay.
something?
Another slash from a tone. More of that sonic energy is surrounding the snake. He's not looking. He's starting to look bloodied at this point. He's lost a good amount of his health. Kayleen, you are now up.
Woo! Critical!
Of course.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh, where's my 3d6? Oh, those are d6s. I need all of these.
Lucy Lou.
Alright, so we'll do Thunder first. That is 11. No, not.
It per.
9 thunder damage.
Okay.
And then. And. 20.
Math.
31. Piercing damage.
Okay. At this point, this snake is looking real rough. Kalian, Atone like slashes at the one head he's fighting and cuts it like right across, really close to like the actual head. The hood, because it's a cobra, is like nicked. And then Kalian, you actually get your sword and you sink it like really deep, right where like the 3 heads kind of intersect, and you just kind of pull up on the one that's facing you. And so it's got this huge gash there. He's bleeding quite a bit, but still kicking for the most part. Well, not for the most part. He's still up.
Okay, that'll be my turn.
Okay. All right, Soul. This snake, having had wounds inflicted on him, or her, or it. It has 3 heads. I don't know. It's going to turn, face you, and all 3 heads are going to try and eat you instead of the camels.
All right.
That's a 24,
That hits.
a 23,
That hits.
and that one's a 13.
Does not hit.
Okay. For the 2 that did hit, you're going to take 16 piercing damage.
All right.
And then go ahead and make 2 Constitution saving throws for me.
For the poison
Yes.
that I'm immune to.
Yes.
Solid.
15 and 16.
You take no damage.
Okay.
Ember, it's your turn. I knew there was a
Alright.
reason I could throw snakes at you guys and you'd be fine.
I have resistance because I'm a dwarf.
Yeah.
I am going to continue beating up on my friend right in front of me
Okay.
since he attacked.
Your GM is going to request that you, if you hit, roll damage immediately after. Just in case. Just in case.
19.
Hits.
Eight.
Okay, he's still up.
$22.
Hits.
8.
Okay. He's still up. I was banking on Tiffany getting a critical and doing like 30 damage like she usually does.
Well, I get to attack again, right?
Yeah, you have one more attack.
Oh, hey! I didn't crit, just kidding.
Either way, though, crit on the last one.
No, that would be too convenient. However, this time I got 11 damage.
11. All right. So, Ember kind of spins up, and her first strike, she lops off the head of the cobra that's right in front of her, and the other two heads turn and look at her, and with that, she kind of steps forward and with both her swords, swings, cutting off the remaining two heads.
Yay.
You are awesome.
Yay.
Then I'm gonna... Okay. Can I move across the dead bodies of these things?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Loop. For Soul, when it's his turn.
So, technically, if you're moving there, if you're going over the dead bodies,
Yeah.
you will pass within range of this guy, so he's going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
All 3 heads?
He would just get one reaction.
Why
Okay.
not just go?
I'll take it.
Never mind.
That is a 9.
You have disadvantage on all your attacks.
I do?
because of-
That's right, you have
Oh.
ghosts.
Yeah. Cool.
What was it anyway?
It was going to be a 19, and then this one is a 17.
The 17 does not hit.
Okay. Disadvantage helped, I think.
I think it did.
Sorry, Joseph.
That's okay. Soul, you are up.
All
So
right.
none of them hit.
I think I'm gonna go with the good old Warhammer smash.
Warhammer.
Warhammer Smash!
Yes.
You get advantage, my friend.
I got. Oh, good, because I got a critical fail for that first one.
Nice.
Oh. All right, so that's a 16.
Hits.
Sweet. There it is. Man, I'm just rolling ones all over the place. So that's a 2 damage total.
All right.
And I just yell out, "How's everyone doing?" Because I can cast, bonus spells.
I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm alright.
Camels are dead. If you could do something about
Yeah.
that.
Can you revivify the camels?
I cannot.
Please waste your level 3
I was
spells.
gonna say, and like 50 gold.
Yeah.
It would cost us less money to just go get new camels.
Well, that's my
Replace
turn.
Bruce, the nice version of Bruce.
End of your turn, Soul?
That is the end of my turn.
Right. Now the moment I've been waiting for.
Come
Ooh.
on. Come on.
Do this, buddy.
Let's do this.
Advantage.
Yep.
That's 19?
Yep.
I'm gonna roll to hit first, and then
Yeah,
just do it all
just
at once.
yeah, just roll the damage.
Ooh, that's really bad. 15.
A hit matches.
Ah, nice. And then that's a 24.
Nah.
All right.
Give me
So
that
we'll
total
start with
damage.
piercing damage. That's so it would be 24 piercing damage total, but I have to technically give them to you all separate because each of them's a different attack. So it would be 7, 7, and 10. So it would actually get half to 3, 3, and 5. So you take 11. You actually save yourself 2 hit points by doing it separate.
Okay. And then I have advantage on all of the checks.
Yes.
Because dwarf.
Yes.
You said 11.
Mm-hmm.
Crit.
Okay.
Not so good. Oh, I have +6. 16.
Okay.
Is that safe?
I'll let you know if you roll the last one.
Crit.
Hey,
You are fine.
your liver is a rock.
It's all the drinking.
Yeah.
One of the heads all like 2 bite, and one of them like latches onto you, and this is the one that you got like the 15 on. Like it gets the poison in you, but you're like, this shit's weak. I've drank stronger stuff, and you just kind of shove him back off. And
In fact, Rinlin's thinking this would make a really good vodka.
Rinlin, it's your turn.
Dash his head in, yeah.
Does a 15 hit?
It does not.
I only hit once.
Good.
Damn.
I rolled a 1, a 4, a 9, and a 12.
The whole card is rating with a party of 9. Hello, the whole card. What's up?
Oh, and I rolled 3 1s for damage.
3 1s for
Whoa.
damage. That's
Yeah, wow.
That's not good.
This is...
Rinlin secretly wants more poison.
15
Wow.
damage, actually.
Pretty weak sauce for you, Rinlin.
I mean,
Same.
that's one...
That's still really good.
Yeah. Because I did roll a 5, a 4, and a 1.
For all of our surprise viewers, you are coming in mid-combat. The party is traveling through the Nashendasorn Desert, and they have been waylaid by 3-headed cobras. They have already dispatched one. However, the cobras have already dispatched all of their camels.
Yeah, that happened instantly.
And they are
Yeah,
trying
that
to
was like
finish
instant
off
camel death.
the remaining 2. But Rinlin, you are done with your attack
We.
and your turn.
We.
Okay. Atone, it is your turn, my friend.
All right. So, movement's very important on this one. So, 30 feet, and that way I don't get an attack of opportunity for one.
Correct.
But
Technically,
I
you
grab-
wouldn't anyways, because you're in a space that's threatened by both of them anyway. So.
Yeah. But I run over, I grab Ember, and I thunderstep. And I land here, dropping Ember here.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And that way both these guys, Ember one to the right, like between me and the snake. And
But
both,
now nobody has advantage.
yeah, I know, but both these snakes are now
I'll set it up. I'll set it up next turn.
so both the snakes are now making Constitution saves,
Okay.
and I need. Where's another 10?
Do me or Soul get hit by that?
Nope. I positioned it perfectly to
Yes.
just hit the snakes and nobody else.
And the dead camels.
Good move.
Oh my god, did the bodies go
They
flying?
got an 11 and a 17.
The 17,
I would like to impose disadvantage on that one.
Okay. Using your sigil ability. He got an 11.
Sweet. They both fail.
Yeah, they both failed.
They both fail, and that means 18 thunder damage.
18 to each of them. All right.
Yep. Yeah, I can't. So,
Okay. Ember, you watch as Atone runs up and, like, grabs your arm, and then all of a sudden you're on the other side of the snake, and you just watch the almost instant aftermath of, like, a small little sonic explosion where you were once standing, and the snakes are just kind of rocked back by this. Sand kind of goes up everywhere, so it's almost like a dusty battlefield now. It's still this small little cloud of dust. Thank you, iDragon14, for the follow.
Oh, what?
Thank you.
I'll be
Also,
that's all.
Ember's like super impressed by this. Like, someone who doesn't do anything what's up, just like, oh, that was cool.
You got real
Yes.
robot-y.
I impressed Ember in a fight. Awesome.
That's okay. All right, Killian, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to move here. Attack this gentleman with advantage.
Okay.
Booming blade.
Yeah, I'm allowed to impress Ember.
I got a 26 to hit.
That does
Send
hit.
another javelin in your future.
Yeah.
It's alright. You always impress Ember.
7 thunder damage
7 thunder damage.
and 24 piercing.
Dang rogues.
And then I'm going to move over here and end my turn.
All right. This snake, who is newly surrounded, with his 3 heads, is going to lash out at Soul, Kalian, and Ember. 1 head on each. Start with Soul. That is a 17.
A 17 meets, so I believe that hits.
Awesome. That will be 5 piercing damage.
Oh no. Okay.
And then you are immune to poison, so don't bother rolling. Kalian. Ooh, that was so close to a nat 20, but it's a 21.
That hits.
Okay. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Ooh, that is not great. I got a 7?
Okay. 5 piercing damage, along with 9 poison damage.
Alright, I'm looking pretty rough now.
And then final head will strike at Ember. That is a 13.
It does not hit.
Didn't think so. Ember, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna attack it.
Okay.
If you take 1 step to the left, you will have advantage.
Will I?
Yes.
Yeah, you go here.
Alright. I will take a step to the left, even though that is the opposite direction of the snake, and I'm gonna slash at it.
So Ember kind of
Sword.
circles around the snake, getting into position.
I got a 16.
Hits.
Can I roll all 3 or?
Yeah, you can do all 3.
Okay. I got a crit.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage for those 2. Just to be safe.
8. 5. 10.
8, 5, and 10. So that's 23.
23. Woo! I can math.
And do
Roll
you add
again?
your modifier? Did you add your modifier to that too?
Yes, I did. I added it.
Okay.
So do I roll again?
Yeah, he's still up. So you can take your last attack.
I got a 17.
Hits.
8. I keep rolling the same number.
He's still actually up. Ember circles
Oh, for
around.
God's sakes, I'm gonna give him a freaking Battlemaster dice then.
Okay.
He needs to freaking die. Sorry. I'm kind of offended by him.
Offended by his existence.
I am. Like, I'm a little pissed off. So I'm gonna use goading attack as a Battlemaster dice. Roll
Okay.
an additional 8 damage, and it needs to attack me or get disadvantage.
All right. You kind of
7.
taunt the snake, and you get the attention of all 3 heads. The last slash you do on it stings just deep enough to draw the ire of the 3 heads. The snake is bleeding profusely. He's got like blood pouring out all over him. It actually looks a lot more menacing than it did when it first kind of slithered up to you. But it's definitely facing Ember now.
Heyo.
Soul, your turn.
Alright, I would like to cast Mass Healing Word.
Oh, dope.
Beginning.
Yes, you're within 60 feet of me. So it's 1d4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is 6. That's 10 hit points to everyone.
You rolled
I haven't
max?
taken any damage.
did.
Nice.
That is 2 less than I lost.
It's
It's-
1 less than I lost.
Yeah, Kalian said he wasn't feeling good, so I wanted to get that out there. That way he was still
Oh,
okay.
I didn't know that because I can bonus action. How good are you now, Kayleen? Because I can bonus action heal you.
I'm still down double digits.
All right, I will bonus action 3d6.
You have to do that on your turn.
Yeah, on my
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah.
And then I want to toll the dead homie in front of me.
Yep, because it was healing word. What kind of save is that?
It is a wisdom save.
Okay. I should know that, but 15.
15, it saves, so I don't get to hurt it.
All right.
Time to lose all that HP.
I might take some for you.
We're gonna do 2 attacks on Rinlin, 1 attack on Kalian.
Kalian has disadvantage.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start with Kalian. Then. 16.
You know what? As it's about to bite me, a magical shield pops in front of its stupid face.
It also. Oh, I mean, okay. I was gonna say it also has. You have damage resistance too, so.
Yeah, I don't want to take any more damage. It's worth the spell.
Okay. Shield goes
Yeah.
up, protects Kalian, and then some attacks on Rinlin that have advantage.
Oh, it's gonna suck.
21
Yep.
and a natural 20.
Oh
I
god.
impose disadvantage on that.
Oh, it had advantage.
You had to. You would have had to have done it beforehand, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
I can eat the damage. It's not gonna hurt me. Like.
So we'll start with the
I mean, it won't
piercing
technically
damage.
hurt you, but
Oh no, I'm gonna be fine.
This one's going to deal. The
I'm
crit
bored.
does 9, which gets half to 4, and then the normal one does 6, which gets half to 3. And then roll those con saves, my friend.
Crit. Crit. I'm not even shitting you. Like,
Can you mail me your dice? Just, for no reason.
it's these two. I've never used them before, actually.
that's like,
Oh, it's
mail them to
red.
Mario.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
needs them.
And they're not. It's not the same dice. Like it's alternating. So both rolling crits.
Kyle,
Red
it's
is
not
like
the-
the D20 color, in my opinion.
It's not the dice, it's the game. I rolled against my party like 7 or 8 nat 20 2 nights ago.
So
These
your
dice-
your dice hate players.
Yes.
These dice
There's
are
the-
rolling 20s, but they're also rolling like 4s. So
Give and take.
you know, I roll really well for Ember, except for that one time with the harpies.
That was so funny.
The very following day that I DM'd, the very next session, I rolled ridiculous against my players. So it's like I can only pick one. I can only be good at one.
I
One a
rolled 3
week.
6s for damage.
Yes.
18 hits, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, it's an 18 into 22. So.
Okay. Waiting for that damage roll.
38.
Damn, son. Rinlin, again, with a battle cry, swings her teardrop hammer, striking the snake. You kind of just go in between two of the heads and just bam, bam, wave it back and forth, bashing them both kind of to the side. The two that are focused on you, because one is focused on Kalian.
I would like to smack the one that's focused on Kalian, actually. Like, if that's possible. Because I do want to try to get its attention on me.
Sure. So you kind of do you swing at the one, we'll say on your right, and then you just kind of jab your hammer forward. You're still hitting it with like the head of the hammer, but you just kind of hit it in the back of the head, and it goes forward a little bit, and it turns and it looks at you.
It's like a poke.
Mhm.
And then I do that, like, come at me thing.
Okay. Kalian, you're up.
Did you skip a tone?
Tone, you're up. Not Kalian.
And I did reckless for the extra damage.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna run across to here. Run across to here. I will Eldritch Blast this one, and then I will bonus action heal Kalian.
Okay.
So the Eldritch Blast.
Keep in mind you get
it-
2 beams, so you get to
Yep.
attack twice.
El Blasto.
Bonus 6. So that's a 16 and 11,
16 hits.
which is 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I will bonus action heal Kalian 6. And that is 8 and 5, 13 points.
You feel like the snake could be killed with a strong breeze at this point. Your Eldritch Blast slams into its side and it's a few seconds before it actually rises up again. It's like barely staying up, and it looks at this point it's kind of fighting for survival, less hunting at this point.
Kayleen, did you get those 13 points?
Yep, I'm full now.
And Kalian, now it is your turn.
In that case, I am going to attack the one fighting Rinland.
Okay.
Fuck off, this is mine.
Not booming blades. I'm just gonna kill one head, unless I crit.
Don't forget. Last time you said
Do you want to die, buddy?
Uh, 17, 21, 25 damage.
Okay.
Tell me it's still up.
It is.
Alright, that's good. And then I'm going to draw my dagger and offhand the one that I'm flanking with Ember.
Oh, cool.
And a 26 to hit.
Sure does.
Double flanking.
And then a measly 5 damage, which hopefully is enough.
So Kalian, with his sword in hand, kind of jabs it into the snake that's looked away from him, that's focused on Rinland. It just kind of cries out with like a into the air, a hiss to the heavens. And almost not looking, he just kind of draws his dagger and he flicks it behind him, almost like a tiny little 2-foot throw, and it flies into the back of the snake that Atone just hit with the Eldritch Blast, which that's all it took. That extra little twang of pain is enough to drop it to the ground, no longer moving.
Okay, that's it for me.
Ember!
I'm just gonna bounce up here. And stab it.
Okay.
Not apparently very well, because I rolled a 5.
Okay.
So I'm going to try again
miss.
and get a 19.
That will hit.
And I'm going to try again and crit failed. So I hit one time
Mm-hmm.
for a wonderful 10 damage.
So the reason you missed with the other 2 attacks is because one attack is all you needed. You run up and you just jab your sword into the body of the snake, where it's just one single snake instead of 3. And you just kind of twist your sword, and it twitches for a bit, and then the 3 heads just fall to the ground, no longer moving.
I totally in character pointed at her and said, "She did it."
I got it.
I know you did.
Alright. Well, y'all...
stand in front of a tone.
it looks like we're hoofing it from here.
How far did we get?
About little over halfway towards where it's supposed to be, so...
I'd like to suggest a short rest in case we get into something like this, because I burnt all my...
Solid.
I would like to get as much skin off of one of these as possible.
Oh, I want some fangs.
Alright.
Do they have rattles?
No.
Those are rattlesnakes.
Cobras do not have rattles.
I got really excited.
So as the party kind of sits down to skin these snakes, take their fangs, and do a quick little short rest, we are actually going to call tonight's session there, as it is 9:44, and 15 minutes isn't too much time to get anything else done.
I was thinking that we have soul for food.
I don't want to do anything.
Okay.
I mean, we have soul for food and you for water. We're like the best desert explorers ever.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's the end of today's session. Thank you guys all for tuning in and for that awesome little raid we got. That was just exciting. 9 people who we didn't know popped in and said hi.
Yes,
thank you guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
As an announcement, this game, we are going to shift the schedule a little bit. We are going to move it to a bi-weekly game, so you actually are not going to get a session of Stop, Drop, and Roll next week. You will get one the week after. But you will still get. Well, actually, this weekend you're not going to get an episode of Star Called. Taking a break there because a couple of us have to go to a wedding. But next week you will get an episode of Keymasters. You might get a Ladies of Vathis stream. Ashley might be doing something next week. I'm not sure.
No.
I don't think so.
Next week's a no-go.
Yeah, Ladies is Dunzel Washington.
Well, she might. I don't know. You're gonna get Keymasters next week, and next Saturday you'll get Star Called. We're toning down. A lot of us do a whole lot, and we need a little lower the volume so we have some time to breathe for ourselves. But we will still be around. Join our Discord, and if you want to catch some of the VODs of some of these games, you can check them out on YouTube to catch up with the story and understand what's going on. But that's all I got for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.